What's up guys? Thank you guys so much for being here today. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a request. This is an in-depth eyebrow tutorial that I filmed for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoy. So if you guys want to see how I got my brows to look like this, then just keep watching. My tummy's growling. Can you hear my tummy? It's growling. I need to eat. Oh, okay. Sorry, my mirror's right there. I got a request today to do a eyebrow tutorial, so I decided that I was gonna go hard in on this one. Like, I'm gonna go in full details. I have gotten so many compliments. I get compliments every day on my eyebrows, especially when I do them. I'm not wearing anything on my eyebrows today. All I have today is my base, and I set my under eye just a little bit, but that's it. Anyway, let's get into this. First things first, I want to go over the products that I have here today and the brushes that I have. This is usually the stage when I'm doing my makeup that I actually do my brows. I'll do my primer first, I'll do my foundation and concealer, and it's around that time that I will do my brows, and then I set everything and continue on with my eye makeup, unless I'm doing a dramatic eye, of course. I will do the eyes first. First things first, this is kind of my go-to product for doing my brows. I don't really know exactly at what point did I decide that this would be perfect for my brows, but it is. I have here, if you can see it, this is the Smashbox Full Exposure Palette. Guys, this palette, I can't even tell you how much I love this palette. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but this is, try not to blind you guys, but this is what the palette looks like. It has got a whole top row of shimmers, and down below are all the mattes. As you can tell, this palette, especially certain shades, has been well loved. I dig it. I love it. It's just one of the greatest palettes ever made. You have everything you need. You have all your mattes and all your shimmers, and they all come in a variety of different shades. So if you guys haven't checked this palette out, you're gonna want to do this. This is an amazing palette. So Smashbox, grade A right here. So as you can tell, this shade right here is pretty well loved. This is the shade that I use for my brows all the time. It says on the back, it doesn't say which side is which, but it just says all the shimmers, and it just gives S1, S2, S3, S4, and so on and so forth. And the same thing for mattes, except it's M1, M2, M3. So it's this shade. I don't know if it's M2 or M6, not really sure which one it is, but this is the shade that I use every day for my brow. It's an ashy brownish shade. Next product that I have here is actually a very popular product when it comes to the brow community. Of course, it's by the queen herself, Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Dip Brow Pomade in medium brown. This is an amazing product as well, and it is pretty well loved as well. I love this product, but sometimes when I'm going for a bolder brow is when I'll use this. I typically like to go for a more natural brow. A lot of times I will use this, especially when I'm doing dramatic eyes. So this is a great shade for that. I love this. This next product that I have here is actually something I got in my Ipsy Glam bag. This is Elizabeth Mott Queen of the Fill. This is a brow gel. It's in the shade medium or dark. It has a little brush like that. It's really, really great because it has an ashy color to it as well. Something else that I have here that I use to sharpen my brows. This is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NW20. This is a go-to product for me. Is what it looks like. Well loved as well. This is amazing. I love this. I also have a few brushes here. This is the Eco Tool angled brush. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. It's very, very precise. I know Anastasia Beverly Hills has their own brush for filling in your brows with pomade, but I just don't have that brush. I never needed it because I had this one first, and this works fantastic for brows. This brush I got at Walmart, and it came like in a set. This is an amazing brush. Eco Tools is amazing for their brushes. I really, really like their quality, and they're very well priced. If you are wanting to get a brush like this and are looking for a good quality one but don't want to spend the bucks, Eco Tools has a set that has this in it. You can get that for a decent price, and you can get more brushes with it, so it's a win-win. That's not to say that Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes aren't amazing, because they are. They're really, really good, and they are perfect for doing your brows, but in a way that's a dupe. This next brush that I have is from Coastal Scents. I got this 3 years ago maybe. And this is a ride or die brush for me. This is the BRB S14. This is the brush that I use for concealer. I will wet it down and sharpen it, and I use that to carve out with the MAC, and it's an amazing brush. The next brush that I have is just a general spoolie brush that I got from BH Cosmetics. It came in a set, and this is a really good spoolie as well. You can find spoolies anywhere these days because brow game is a big deal. I have decently full brows all on my own. I always tweeze under. I hardly ever tweeze up above my brow because it really will take away that arch and that natural arch shape. I typically just kind of get the random flyaway hairs. I mostly just tweeze under here. I will tweeze a little bit under here to make sure that there's a decently sharp line. I sometimes will tweeze here. I really like the natural look, and when you're doing natural brows, you'll want to keep something like this here, and it's already full as it is, so I'm not going to tweeze these hairs out and then fill it in again. To me, it's pointless. So I usually just keep these kind of feathered hairs right here. I'll tweeze them down a little bit to make sure I'm not getting too much of a unibrow. When I fill them in, I just kind of expound upon the brow that I already have. I typically go for a very natural brow. So the shape that you see here is the shape that I do follow. I can show you guys exactly what each product will look like, what kind of finish they'll have, etc, etc, etc. The first one that I'm going to do for you guys today is probably going to be the pomade. Can you see that pretty well? Because I can see that pretty well. First things first is I always take my spoolie here and I will go ahead and brush through the hairs. Just brush them their natural way. And then I'll brush them up. I always go in with my bottom part of my brow first. So I'm gonna take the Eco Tools brush and I'm gonna wet that brush a little bit. So I've already brushed my brows up. So I'm just gonna go through. I always furrow my brows as well when I'm doing them. That way I get that natural shape. I usually frown like this. It really just gives me that natural shape of the brow that I already have. And I'm just gonna go in and expound upon that. So here we go. Ooh, see how sharp? I generally just lightly get the line right here because I don't want it to look too drawn in. And I lift up my brows, as you can tell. Then I'll take the angled brush that you see here, I'll take it and I'll literally just put my brush like this. And I'll just lightly dust in. And that to me just easily fills in every part of my brow right in there that I need. If you need to get some more product, you can. Now most people have thinning brows in the beginning like this, in which case you'll take your angled brush and you'll basically fake the lines. You can go in and just kind of go just like that and fake it till you make it. Now typically after that I will go through and brush through my brows just to kind of disperse that color pretty evenly. Now I'm going to brush my hairs down. As you can tell, my hairs on my brows are pretty long. I don't trim the hairs on my brow. I did that for a while, but I learned that I didn't really like it very much. It made my brows look even more sparse than they really are, and I don't want that. I want a nice full brow, and the best natural way to do that is to keep those hairs as long as they can get, unless they get out of hand and your eyebrows are looking like Cousin It. I typically would not trim those brow hairs, but it is important to tame them once you finish doing your brows, and that's what the brow gel is going to be for. So I've already brushed my hairs down, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to accentuate the brow on the top. So here we go. I usually furrow my brows again, and I usually start with the arch. So I'm going to do this and go right in above those hairs. Like so. And you can always go thicker on that if you want to. It's really up to you what you'd like to do. I'm going to go just a little bit thicker, in which case I'll go up. Now, if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. That's what the concealer is for. We're gonna fix that. So after I filled in my brow, I'm gonna go back in with my spoolie brush and I'm just gonna disperse the hairs and the product throughout the hair. That's a good brow. I'm gonna go in with my Coastal Scents brush now, and I'm gonna go in with that matte concealer. I'm just going to, I don't know if you guys can see that, coat the brush. Now I'm just gonna carve out the brow. Now if you wanna go for a more natural look with your brows, you can totally just skip this step. I personally love the look of carved out brows, so if you don't like the carved out brow look, then don't do it. It's up to you. It's all based on your preference. So back again, I'm gonna furrow my brow and then I'm gonna take this brush with the concealer on it and carve them out. Brush that down just a little bit. Come through and I'm gonna straighten out that line. And this is the part of doing your brows that you can really improvise a little bit. I mean, if you decide, you know what, I really don't like how long that brow is, you can trim some of that, the end of the brow off using the concealer. So now I'm going to go up top here and I'm just going to kind of carve it out again. So important to blend that concealer out because you don't want to see just stark white around your brows because then it will look a little fake. So alright, there we go. That's the brow that I have, and I'm going to go ahead and set that brow using the Elizabeth Mott Queen of the Fill Tinted Brow Gel. Now this product doesn't typically glue them down into place, but that does add some texture to it, and it does keep my brows pretty tamed pretty well. So if you ever go in and get just a little too much brow gel on your skin. And there you have it. This is the brow using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade. The next one that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Full Exposure palette on this one. So again, I'm going to go in with my angled brush. I'm going to go in on this brow. We're going to do the same thing essentially. Okay, we're just going to go in again and spoolie through the brow hairs. Brush them across, then brush them up. Like so. I'm going to go in again with the Eco Tools angled brush. And I'm just going to go in, I don't know if you guys can see that. Gonna go in with that shade. So again, I'm gonna go on the bottom part of the brow. I'm gonna start there first. I'm gonna furrow my brow here. See how sharp this angled brush gets it? I love it. I love it so much. And again, I can go with whatever's remaining on that brush and do the same thing. Just kind of fill those in. Fill it in like so. Gonna brush through. Which, I mean, if you're going for a thin brow, that could really just be it for you if you wanted to, but I like thick brows. So I'm gonna go through again, brush it down, pick up some more product on the brush here. Gonna furrow that brow again. Gonna start right in here. If you need to give your brow more of a lift to make it look more arched, always build your product up above the brow, never below, because all it will do is deteriorate that arch that you have going on, and it will not look as arched as you want it to. Fill that in. And again, if you make mistakes, don't worry about it. You're going to go in with a concealer and clean up shop. Brush through, make sure I disperse that product pretty well. Again, if you want more of a natural look, then just leave it there like this. But as I said before, I really like the carved out brow look, so I'm going to go in with my MAC Studio Finish Concealer and the Coastal Scents brush here, and we're going to carve this out as well. Straighten that line out. Now we're going to go on the top for that brow. And let's sharpen this out just a little bit. Alright, and there you have it. That's with the Smashbox Full Exposure palette shade. And this one is with the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Both are amazing. I'm just going to go through and set this brow just like I did with the other one. So as you can tell, they're both very full, very thick, and very textured brows. Like I said, I just expounded upon the brows that I already have. So that is both brows done. I typically don't do my brows if I'm doing very, very light makeup. Sometimes we'll just run the brow gel through them. Now, the thing is like, without anything else on my face, yes, the brows do look too much, really. But once you do your makeup, and even just regular makeup, you don't have to go strong or dramatic with them. It definitely softens the blow on the brows. My eyes look so bare right now. So let me go do my makeup and you guys will see the finished product. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching today. I really appreciate it. Please, if you can, hit that button down below, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, or if you have any other requests, please let me know that down below as well. Every product used will be mentioned in the description box below as per usual. And if you can, like this video and share it on your social media. I'll see you guys next time. Bye! What's up, guys? Thank you so much for... Thank you so much for... I really need to come up with something that I can say for every video, because intros and outros are like the worst thing ever for me. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. But you know. Please, if you can, hit that subscribe to my channel and hit this button. How many buttons are there to hit? Ain't nobody know. Share this video on your social media if you can. No, I gotta do this better. Dang, this looks just like Vampira, but it ain't.